big time free agents really not want to play for the Chicago Bulls? What is going on, y'all? Fast Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. I do post a lot of NBA, a lot of Bulls content on this channel, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure to subscribe and be notified when I post these videos, because I do post daily, by turning on the bell notification down below and making sure that you are notified. And also, while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on my social media links down below for my Twitter, my Instagram. Tweet me, ask me questions, reach out to me. Let's talk, let's debate, okay? And let's debate right now, because I have a topic for you guys that I want to talk about that's been, kind of bugging me a little bit. And it's this notion of whether or not the Bulls really, do not or do attract big-time free agents. So basically the question is, why don't big-time free agents want to come play for the Bulls? Is this true or not? Okay, is this a myth or is this a fact? And I'm going to be addressing this, obviously giving my viewpoint on why I do believe that, this is somewhat of a myth that a lot of people tend to hang on to, and the real reason behind it. So let's get right into it. So for the most part, I feel like everyone is convinced, and when I say everyone, I mainly do mean Bulls fans, that the Bulls pretty much are a non-destination for big-time free agents, okay? And this happens every year. And this year, okay, in the 2019 NBA free agency, heck, the Bulls couldn't even get a meeting. Like, we weren't even in the discussion for it. And it wasn't even a second thought with any of the free agents that, hey, maybe we should consider the Chicago Bulls. But there's a reason for that, which I'll get to in just a second. And obviously that does not sit well with a lot of people, a lot of the fans. Totally understand it, Anytime a big name's on the market, like for instance, this year with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard being on the market, you obviously want to be in a position where, you want to be able to get at least a meeting with those guys, at least to get that respect that, hey, okay, we are a big-time franchise. And Chicago is a big market. It's the third largest city in the United States, and the market is the third largest as well, behind New York and LA. So the Bulls are not Memphis. They're not Oklahoma City. They're not Utah. No disrespect to those cities. They're fabulous, but they're not the size of Chicago, and they don't have what Chicago has in terms of, the population and whatnot. So to me, is it fair for Bulls fans to think that? Sure. But let's add context to everything, because here's the thing. For instance, this year, okay, why couldn't we get a meeting with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard? Well, because we've got a lot of young players, okay, and we're trying to develop them. Now, here's the thing with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard is the teams that they were linked to, they've been linked to for the last year, okay? When Kawhi Leonard wanted out of San Antonio, he wanted to go to LA. He didn't want to go anywhere else, okay? And he's from Southern California, so that wasn't oh, I want to go to that team because that team's good. No, he's from Southern California, or Lakers or the Clippers. It could be either or. Kevin Durant, it had been talked about for a year that he could go to the New York Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets, okay? No other teams besides those two. Why? Because with Kyrie Irving being from Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving wanted to go back home and play in Brooklyn, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wanted to play together. So there was a chance that those two were going to team up in New York, and New York being Brooklyn or New York Knicks, okay? So that was the reason behind that. So to me, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to dismiss the Bulls. Oh, it's because those guys, they had a destination in mind, okay? And the times that we have been in position, okay, to be part of the conversation, we've gotten meetings, okay? When LeBron James was a free agent in 2010, we got a meeting. I think we were the last team to get a meeting. So in 2014, of course, everybody knew he was going to go back home, so it wasn't even a question. So really, is this a myth or a fact? I believe it's more of a myth, because here's my thing, okay? There have been very few big-time free agent moves, okay? I mean, recently we've been seeing a few here and there now with Kevin Durant and LeBron James switching teams. Before that, you had Steve Nash going to the Suns, and nobody thought he was going to turn into a two-time MVP. Shaquille O'Neal going to Lakers from the Magic, I'll give you that one. But other than that, I mean, really not too many others, okay? So to me, Bulls have gotten free agents before, and I'll just tell you the free agents right here. You know, we got Dwayne Wade. Again, in 2016, you might say he was over the hill completely, but I listed the numbers that those guys averaged, you know, the year with the Bulls, they're in their best year with the Bulls, and Wade still put up 18. We got Pau Gasol, gave us 2 All-Star seasons on the team, averaged 18 and 11, a double-double. Carlos Boozer, who we signed in 2010, averaged about 17 and 10 for us. And then Ben Wallace, you know, a while back, about in 2007, we signed him. And he was coming off that championship run with the Pistons. So who did we really miss out on? We missed out on, what, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade. And here's the thing. Let me just talk about those real quick, okay? Let me just start with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade literally said in an interview we were going to go to the Bulls, okay? We were literally going to go to the Bulls in 2010. The only reason we went to the Heat was because Pat Riley could find a way to afford all three of us, all three meaning Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James, okay? That's the only reason why. Carmelo Anthony, we were in the run for him. He went back to New York for more money, okay? Do you really regret missing out on Melo? Because I don't, okay? And again, at that point, you can't compete against home, really, right? You can't compete against home, so I'm not going to blame the Bulls for that. Tracy McGrady, you know, this is back in, like, what, 2000, where he teamed up with Grant Hill and they went to the Orlando Magic, and the Bulls were in contention then. I mean, the Bulls were basically the team with the Magic that obviously was able to entice Tracy McGrady, but he just decided to team up and go to Orlando, and they did a whole lot of nothing, okay? They just collected paychecks without state tax. So to me, did we really miss out on much there with Tracy McGrady? No. So the one time where we had the opportunity to get lifetime franchise-changing players in their prime, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, we almost had them, okay? So to me, the Bulls have been in position before to attract big-time free agents. I don't think there's anything wrong with the franchise itself. Could there be the allure of, you know, hey, I don't want to be in MJ shadows the whole time because of the dynasty and the legacy that Michael Jordan has? Sure, that could be there. Could there be something with ownership and, you know, Jerry Reinsdorf and Garin Pax, the management not having the best reputation around the association? Sure, that could all be there. But for the most parts, I do believe every franchise has these limitations, okay? I don't think the Bulls are anything different, okay? So to me, the thing here is if you are a good team, you have a good roster, players will come to you. We've been in opportunities where we could have gotten the guys, and it just was bad luck. And we've been in spots where we have gotten the guys, okay? And I listed out to you guys, we've got very productive, big-time players who have been all-stars. Maybe they're not the Kevin Durant, LeBron James, but those are once-in-a-lifetime type of players, okay? So to me, I do think for the most part, this is more of a myth than it is a fact. A big-time free agent will and would come to Chicago if we had a good roster already in place, okay? I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with anything else. All of those other things could be small distractions that could, you know, play a part in it. But for the most part, I don't think those free agents are not coming here because of that, okay? I don't think they're not. You throw the money, they'll come. Trust me on that, okay? And that's just where I'm at, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Do you really think the Bulls don't attract big-time free agents? You think Garin Pax are that big of an impediment? Listen, I don't believe they're that big of an impediment. I just don't. It's hard for me to think that. And we've been in position to get those guys. It's not like we've never been there. So to me, just have the right roster and look at our roster right now. Let's say, you know, our roster develops like how I expect it to. Zach and Lori turn to all-stars. We could be in a position in 2021 where a franchise player might want to come here and we're just a player away from contending or, you know, competing for a championship. So to me, I think this is a myth. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.